We begin tonight with a very peaceful colleague of mine, Weijia Jiang, over at the White House, where President Trump today met with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to discuss what else? World peace. Weijia, this was the Prime Minister's sixth visit to the White House during the president's second term. Do you have any sense of how it went?
Well, Ed, we know that they met for 3 hours here in the Oval Office, and it's a little rare not to see these particular two foreign leaders during any of that, but we did not. He did not open up the meeting during any part to the press. Perhaps that's because they typically do that when there's a deliverable, when there's something announced, and the president made clear in a very detailed readout himself that nothing definitive was reached after this meeting, except for his own insistence that negotiations continue with Iran, because, as you mentioned, he wants to be the ultimate peacemaker in chief. He wants there to be a deal with Iran. He says that he let the prime minister know that that will be the preference. But, Ed, he also went on to say what happens if that doesn't happen. And he mentioned Operation Midnight Hammer, which was, of course, that stealthy operation by the U.S. military to take out most of Iran's nuclear capabilities. And the president, not only today, but in the past, has said, don't test me, don't call my bluff, because I will act on it. So that is, again, what he is saying here, that there could be consequences if a deal is not reached.
You know, the U.S. and Iran held talks through a mediator last week, and that's ostensibly part of why the prime minister was here today, to have some influence over the U.S. side of this. Do we have any sense of when the U.S. and Iran may talk next?
So the president says in an Axios interview that the second round of those talks will be sometime next week, Ed. But even though they're talking, what we don't know is how much substantial progress they're actually making toward an agreement. And, of course, that's what matters, because parallel to that, the president not only continues to make clear that other military options are on the table, but he also said during this interview that he could send a second U.S. Carrier fleet over to that region in the Middle East in case military action is required. And so while he continues to signal that he wants to find a diplomatic off-ramp, he's also preparing in case that doesn't happen, Ed.
All right. Weijia Jiang over at the White House starting us off tonight. Weijia, thank you so much.